I'm not sure. I haven't watched it yet. But we were struggling to get good shots, and we were struggling defensively, and it all just it snowballed, in about a 4 or 5 minute period of time. So, and we were hanging in the first half, only down 5 at halftime. There were some good statistical indicators that we were doing some things well. We were attacking the paint well. We were getting some pretty good looks. And then the third was, we just played poorly.
You mentioned obviously the first half getting a lot in the paint, and they were still able to get some advantage on you with the 3 ball, as you mentioned 1,000 times. That's a big part of this game at that point. I mean, just how much of that piece held you back? Even if you got some good ball movement, some good dribble penetration, you were getting some of those shots at the rim, but not anything from outside.
Well, they were. You talking about them or us?
You guys. The fact that you weren't making those shots.
Yeah, well, we were 4 for 26 from 3, which is the worst of the year, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. And some nights shot making comes and goes a little bit, but I'll have to look and see how good a quality the shots were. I do know that we were in the paint a lot in the first half. We were in there 75%, which is well above our normal rate, and they were at a pretty low rate. And so, we needed to jump into the third quarter with, with some force, and just we're unable to do it. So, it's just a tough night. I don't know what to say. We had some decent stretches. I thought the stretch in the second quarter with the second unit was, we got some things going there. We had the game tied. We maybe even had a lead. But it was, it was tenuous. So in the end, we just didn't do enough well, obviously, in any of the quarters. We lost all of them.
What just led to the decision to move Ben to the starting lineup tonight? What did you want to see from him there? He obviously kind of struggled.
Well, he's been starting the last 3 games, so.
Right, but I mean, you haven't brought Buddy out of the starting lineup here, though. Like, obviously.
We have talked about lineup fluidity all year, and just about everybody else has been in or out of it except Ty and Miles, and those guys aren't going anywhere. So we're looking at everything. This is a big picture, period for this organization and the coaching staff and the players, and we got to find the right formulas. We got to, a guy. This is great for a guy like Ben Mathurin to have a chance to start against a finals level team, and see and feel what the responsibility of holding your own against the highest level players that start the game is all about. And so, this is a lot was learned tonight. Unfortunately, you seldom have growth without upheaval or some real challenges. So, hence the score.
Right. How do you think Ben did with the holding his own part? I mean, it seems like you've made a point to try to get him some more defensive assignments and see how he does.
Everybody can do better.
Right.
I'm not going to get into a thing, criticizing one guy. I mean, look, we're a team. We win together, we lose together. But this was a good opportunity for him, and I let him play through some periods that were tough periods, and this is how you learn.
Seemed like Tyrese was back to himself. Did you see it that way? Did you feel like
Yeah, I thought he played. He didn't have his best game, but he didn't look like he was slowed down at all.
Right.
And he attacked well. And as a team, we all struggled to make threes tonight. So he was 1 for 5, but I thought most of his looks were good looks. And having him back out there is great. I mean, it brings a different sort of presence and energy and vibe to our team.
Yeah, no, I feel fine. Obviously, my rhythm's a little off, but just the more I play, the more I'll get back into it.
But offensively, it seemed like you guys were able to get to the rim a lot in the first half. What kind of slowed down and what also just kind of hurt you guys in the 3 ball?
We're just trying to put the pressure on the officials to, trying to get to the free throw line. I think the first foul was called in the second quarter, so obviously that recipe didn't really work too well. But trying to stay aggressive and get to the cup We just didn't make enough shots today and didn't really get any stops.
What did you see go sideways in the third quarter in particular, and really the entire second half?
We just got stagnant offensively. Didn't get enough stops. They started to make some shots. It's a make or miss league. We just didn't make any shots the whole night, so that definitely hurt us.
But to just obviously dealing with when Tatum and Brown get going, and obviously it's tough to keep up with those guys when you're rolling up. Just how tough is it to deal with those two, and especially when they're hitting threes as a team?
Yeah, I mean, they're obviously a tough team. Number one in the East for a reason, or number two, whatever they are. They got a lot of talent over there. They just had a really good game. We feel like we've competed well with them all year. It's kind of the first one that kind of got out of hand. Like kudos to them. They had a good game.
You kind of seen in their defense. You guys have had success offensively against this team this year. Was there anything different defensively you saw them doing?
No, not really. Same coverages and stuff. We just missed some shots. I feel like we got a lot of good looks. Just missed shots today.
And you playing that point guard position. What kind of sticks out that a guy like Derek White does in between, like kind of in the seams that impacts the game?
Yeah, he's grown a lot here. He's gotten a lot better since early in my career playing him in San Antonio. I feel like the offense is more open for him, more space to attack. He's doing a good job getting the free throw line. Just a good complimentary piece for those guys, for sure.